Hello, hello, hello. It took so long for it to let me know it's recording. How are you doing, my lovely blenders? Rejection. Rejection. Isn't that something interesting? All human beings go through a form of rejection, and a lot of times the rejection is justified and not that serious, not that life altering, not that situation shattering, not that all engulfing and consuming. But as human beings, mm, none of us really likes rejection, right? None of us likes to be rejected. And there's something called RSD, which is rejection sensitive dysphoria. Rejection sensitive dysphoria. And they say it affects more with ADHD. And so what that is where the rejection creates a debilitating reaction in the person, almost where they don't feel as they can go on, or maybe wherever that situation they were rejected, they no longer want to go into that situation. And I think that that may apply to more than people with ADHD or ADD. I think it applies to a lot of human beings, right? And I was thinking, look, I'm from the generation where I'm back. I'm from the generation where you get over it, you know? I love that. I'll be honest with you. Kind of a mentality is essential and is necessary because it's a forward moving kind of thing. That being said, when sensibilities are hurt, I don't like to discard them. I don't like to have it treated as if it's irrelevant or not important, or as if a person is simply hypersensitive. Now, yes, hypersensitivity I feel is connected to this rejection sensitive dysphoria. So I was reading this article. It's Have you heard of rejection sensitive dysphoria yet? If even a whiff of criticism sends you spiraling, read this. And it's written by Christina Style. Style. And in there, she's a stand-up comedian by hobby, and she was mentioning how she had gotten rejected, and the set went well. It wasn't a bad set, but it wasn't the best, and she felt away. Now, in my life, rejection is the norm. You know what I mean? If I'm talking about fragrances and I ask a person what they think about a fragrance and they don't like it, I it's a rejection, right? So how do you deal with rejection? And this is going to be just conversation. I don't, you guys know, I don't write stuff out or whatever. Um, it's just conversation between you. As a matter of fact, I'm eating eggs with going on white cheese, yellow cheese, and ham, ketchup, and tapatio. Absolutely delicious. But what is rejection? Defined definition is a dismissing or refusing of a proposal, of a plan, is refuse. Be it an idea, be it you raising your hand to be picked for a comment, be it that you are looking to be hired, you know. So there's different things that cause a rejection, and so sometimes the reaction is, oh, it's personal, and sometimes it is, and sometimes the reaction is, then I'll never do it again, and that's understood. But should you take the rejection as a end all, don't do, ever again? And the answer is no. The answer is no, because another company, another whatever, right? You must never reject yourself. You can say no to certain, it over, and you analyze it, and you come to a sober conclusion that something is reasonable. Now, sometimes, or whenever a person rejects us from the exterior, try to understand what is their reason, right? Give me a moment. I have to answer a phone call. Is it recording? Okay. So, as a matter of fact, that phone call that I just got was a rejection. So, my aunt said she was going to be coming here. And then she says, "Oh, you know what?" She just called me to say, "Hey, your cousin so and so invited me to the house. So, I'm going to be going over there." Maybe earlier in my life, I would have been like, "Oh, that's so foul, blah, blah, blah." What I have learned is this: when I am rejected and it is exterior, there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. And sometimes I will never understand the reason for it, never will know the reason for it, never will learn the reason for it. I just say, okay. And so when she told me, "Hey, I'm going to be going," I said, "Okay, have fun." And I genuinely mean it. I hope she has fun. I hope they eat. I hope they dance. It's good for her. And that's it. So that's the other thing. So when we are rejected, be it in a relationship. So how can a rejection occur? Oh my goodness. Sometimes you can be rejected during the time that everything is going wonderful, everything is going beautiful, everything is going great. And then you get a stupid text message that says, "This is not going great for me," or "This is not going where I need it to go. I am gonna stop it right here." You know, that is tough. How do you deal with that kind of rejection? The first thing to do, the first thing to do is to not take it personal. Do not take it personal. Do not see it as, "Oh, they're doing this to me." It is being done, and you are being affected. And your feelings and your emotions and your way of processing it is yours. Going on in that person's mind, in that person's life, in that person's heart. That's beyond, literally beyond you. And so closure would be nice, but you have to understand that you don't always get closure. So that rejection, you must say, okay, that is your choice. That is where you are. That is where you stand. And for this, the reason why that rejection will linger and will affect you. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was saying how 2017, I had this horrible foot pain, just horrible, debilitating. Couldn't really walk. It just, every step was agonizing. I got the cortisone shot, and it did not help. It didn't make a simple difference. And cortisone shot's supposed to work. and it didn't. And I just kept feeling the pain, kept feeling the pain, kept feeling the pain. And a friend of mine gave me something that, like, in 45 seconds, stopped it. And I was just blown away. And I was like, what the heck? And he explained, he says that sometimes the sensory nerves, the ones that feel the pain, they're triggered and they're open. Long after the cause for the pain, what triggered the pain is gone and is healed or cured or remedied, the sensory that receptor remains on, remain feeling the pain. And so you have to find something that helps you to be conscious, or your brain be conscious of the fact that that cause of pain is no longer there, and this can shut off. This can shut off. So rejection can trigger a pain in us. It can trigger a feeling of worthlessness. It can trigger a feeling of insecurity. It can trigger a feeling of low self-esteem. It can trigger a feeling of, why did this happen? Regret for having spent or dedicated time or put forth the effort to something that was received negatively. The main thing you must do is find a way to shut that receptor that is telling you, oh, you're still being rejected. You're still being rejected. Because the reality is that person rejected you, but there may be thousands of people that won't reject you. The reality is that job rejected you, but there is a better job that will accept you. You know what I mean? So this was just the thought that was going through my head, and I says, let's have a chat with the blenders. I was gonna be eating, but I don't want to eat and talk. But I hope this helps someone. Comment. So I know that there's a question here, and I try and also type like a little poll or something like that. So be so kind as to answer. And if you want, you can follow me on YouTube, Marshall's Blends Hair for hair stuff, Marshall's Blends Fragrance for fragrance stuff. Same is true for Instagram, Marshall's Blends Hair for stuff, Marshall's Blends Fragrance for fragrance stuff. I love you guys. If you have any thoughts of something I can converse about or you can talk, let me know and we'll chat. We'll chat. Okay. I love you guys. Goodbye, my lovely Marshall blenders. I'll see you soon. Ciao for now. Love you. Don't take rejection too serious. The approval is right around the corner. All right. Did I do